Hello, YouTube. This is Rob once again checking in. It is March 22nd, 2018. It is about 1,500 hours here in Boise. And I have a lot to talk about, but this particular video is just going to be simply another book review. Okay. I just got done reading Issac Asimov's Prelude to the Foundation. Here, let me. Video quality isn't very good right now. It is Issac Asimov's Prelude to the Foundation. It was written. Let's take a look here. It's written in 1988, and it comes in about 492 pages. Now, a couple things. I haven't really read much of Asimov's work. This is really the first book that I've read by him, front to back. And I am a huge fan of science fiction, which this is. But I don't, like I said, I haven't read a lot of his work. I just want to change something up. So basically, let me just go into the premise of this book. I'm not going to spoil the whole book, because after reading this book from cover to cover, the main reason to read the book isn't until I'd say the last 100 pages. Okay, so the premise starts out. There is a man named Harry Seldon who is a mathematician. The mathematician is, in the first chapter, he is in front of an empire. The emperor, I think his name is Cleon V or something like that. Basically, what Mr. Seldon can do is he's coming up with this theory called psychohistory, and psychohistory has to do with a lot of mathematics. Mr. Seldon is working on this theory, but the emperor is intrigued because supposedly what he is supposed to develop can predict the future, and the emperor is interested in it so that he wouldn't be able to be taken over, overthrown, things of that nature. Okay, so Harry Seldon explains this to the emperor. He also explains that he cannot predict the future, and the emperor basically lets him go, but he does so because his advisor, Ito de Merzel, recommends him, and what they're going to do is they're going to let him go, and they're going to follow him, and they're going to see what he does and see where he goes to develop this psychohistory. Along with this, he is accompanied by an accomplice by the name of Dors Vinabili, D-O-R-S Vinabili. Okay, Dors is she's a professor at one of the main universities, but she also has many other talents. One of Doris's best traits is she can learn things very quickly. So basically, she is assigned to take care of Harry Seldon. He goes all over the universe, all over the galaxy, to all these different. He goes to all these different galaxies and all these different places to hide from the Emperor. He's also assisted by this guy named Cheddar Human, Hummin. It kind of sounds like human, and that's actually a very big key at the end of the book, because this Cheddar Human isn't exactly who he says he is. Neither is this Ito de Merzel, which those two characters are very, very close related. And like I said, you just have to read the book at the end. Okay, so anyways. Harry Seldon is assisted by Dors Vinabili and Cheddar Human, who they keep escaping this empire. The empire finds out Harry is kind of staked up at the university where Streeling University, I believe it was called, where Dors teaches, and then they find out he's there. So then he goes to this different world called Mycogen, and it's kind of a different society. Their customs are a little different. They don't even know how to cook. One of Doris's best skills is she learns how to cook their way. But then they find out he's there, so he goes to yet another world, another settlement, the Daylights. He goes into this big library, tries to find out more about Earth and this place called Aurora. He's just doing a bunch of investigation. Meanwhile, the Emperor's still in pursuit. Dorse looks after him. He goes to this really kind of rundown settlement where people don't really follow the law, and we find out that Dorse is an expert knife fighter. She's able to fight off a couple of thugs in this particular settlement because Harry has to find this prophet similar to one. This prophet's similar to the one that's in the Matrix, the old woman in the Matrix. This is kind of similar to what he's after. So he finds this fortune teller in the settlement, and she basically says, basically tells the story of Earth and tells a story about robots and this particular being. And then they get transported yet to another settlement called W-Y-E, and there is a young boy named Roch goes with them, and they find this one woman who's a spokesman named Rochelle. Rochelle ends up being the emperor of Y, the leader, and she wants to take over Harry for his psychohistory, and she wants him to develop it. Well, basically, that's where it's getting to the end. I don't really want to spoil this because the book really gets good at the end, and there's kind of a plot twist that goes on there. And eventually, basically all I'll tell you about the end is eventually Harry figures things out, and he keeps developing his psychohistory theory. A couple of reasons why I like this book. First of all, I didn't think the book was a very good read until the end. Okay, so I was going to give this book about a 4 or 5 out of 10. But once the end happens, everything kind of comes together, and it really is kind of an amazing plot twist. So I'm going to go from a 4 to 5. I'm going to give this book a solid 7. And the reason why this book really is worth reading because of the last 100 pages and how things come together. Now, supposedly this book sets up a whole big, it's called the Foundation series. I think I can already predict what the Foundation is. It has something to do with psychohistory, but this is like the very first book too. It's called, like I said, this has a simple title, Prelude to the Foundation. It's about the mathematician Harry Seldon and Dorse Bali and what he has to do to develop psychohistory. Okay, so again, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Just basically, by the end of this book, you'll enjoy reading it. Like I said, the first part and the middle of the book is actually really hard to get through, but it really does set itself up to the end where all the events happen. All right, so that's it. Again, this is Rob signing out. It is March 22nd, 2018, and this is the book review of Issac Asimov's Prelude to the Foundation. Definitely go and pick it up and read it because I'm a big science fiction fan. It is a solid read at the very end, especially. And also check out some of my more descriptions. I'm going to go over kind of a little more say about the upcoming NFL draft. I really want to, I have a new kind of point of view on specifically the quarterbacks. I did a video previous to this about the quarterbacks in the NFL draft. I want to cover 2 specific quarterbacks that I will show in my next video. Again, Rob signing out.